And he's doing a lot. Both him and Kai Cenat were like the biggest streamers of 2025. Two male black streamers. I have to say, it was so good not to have to hear the whole Twitch thing about how there's not enough representation of black people. And I was so happy not to hear that one year, because if I heard it, I would probably lost my mind. What is going on, everybody? It's been a while, but here we are. I'm Della.
I'm Mad Curious.
And we're back with Unfiltered Gamers. It's been a while, Mad. Where have you been hiding?
Been a while. I moved. I know it actually looks pretty similar, but it's like a similar layout to my last.
It's actually different because I feel like the background is way more spacious.
It is.
It's further back.
Yeah, but it's not like scary different. You know, sometimes when a streamer moves and you're like, I can't even watch them anymore. It's too different. No, I'm kidding. That's exaggeration. It's an exaggeration, but you look and they're like in a completely different area and it's scary. This one's a fairly similar layout, but it is much further back. I have a whole room now. It's not just my little living room.
Look how far back she can go, everybody. Before she was like, I feel like she went like a little back and she could hit the wall. Now she can go way, way back and like sprawl out on the floor. She has so many more space for activities.
Yeah, VR, all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, you got a VR,
and I'll have room for the green screen.
Nice. Do you have a VR headset yet?
I do. Yeah, there's one right here.
Oh, that's the
and
Quest.
Then,
which one is that?
Like the 2. It's like the simplest one, and then I have the PlayStation one back there too on the bottom.
Is that the newest PlayStation one or the old one?
No, it's also old.
Oh,
yep.
I recently got a VR headset. I have the Quest Meta 3.
Nice.
So the most I've done was go into VR chat and play Daytona USA. I played golf, and I went on the Universal Studio rides. You know the rides for Universal when you go in, you sit down, and it's like the whole thing moves and all this stuff.
You can do that in VR? That's cool.
Yeah, VR chat. You know VR chat where it's like weird, where people run around as like furries. And like
I've heard of the
I don't go there to do that. So
terrifying.
Don't think that.
I mean, I was wondering because you do talk about them an awful.
Oh my god, no! I don't have an avatar. I don't have my own. No, the avatar I use in that is the You ever play Kingdom Hearts? Of course you play Kingdom Hearts. Everybody's played Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I played Kingdom Hearts. So I played the first one and part of the prequel, and I've seen bits of the rest. And I actually do want to play. I have, I think, the full thing back there somewhere.
So you remember Organization 13, the guys with the hoodies?
No.
The guys with the hoodies. Anybody you see with a black hoodie walking around?
I must not have gotten that far. I only played the first. What do you mean?
It's like they literally like the main aspect of the game. When you see King Mickey, he's dressed like one of them. Black hoodie.
I don't.
That's it. Black.
Are you sure that's in the first game?
I'm gonna slap you. Yes.
I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, refresh your memory. Organization 13. I'm dressed as an Organization 13 member. That's all it is. That's all I am. That's my avatar because I went to the world with avatars and I got one of those. I was like, I'm going to do this. It's very simple. I don't need Fox Boy or freaking anime people and all that stuff. You go into these weird chats. It's very strange. Everybody's furries and stuff. And I'm not getting into this, but
I just
anyway,
it just feels like a different level of degeneracy that I just.
It's very.
It's unfortunate for the people who do like what was the other VTubing and stuff that don't want to be a part of that, but like 90% of it feels like it's that crowd of people. But there are some people who just want to have like a VTuber experience.
Yeah.
They're associated with that, which sucks for them.
Yeah. Speaking of VTubers, like with Bert Peanut, I'm pretty sure you can't like go far.
I've actually heard of him. Imagine me hearing of something. It made it all the way to me, so that's how big he got.
Yeah, Bert Peanut. He doesn't consider himself a VTuber. And when he won VTuber of the Year on the Streamer Awards,
the hell does he consider himself? He's a peanut.
Yeah, but he uses it's like a filter. It's like a you know the Snapchat filters that make you like fruits and vegetables.
I mean, that's basically VTubing.
No, it's not. No, two different things. And we're not going to get into this. The I mean, okay,
they have higher technology, but it's the same concept for the end user. It's just a filter on top of the person, and the person is there talking and moving.
A VTuber is a whole avatar, which has like this whole thing.
Okay, it's more technology, but we're talking about for the end user, you're watching a filter basically on your end. Like there's no difference for the end user.
It's different, and we're not going to get into a whole hour conversation about this because you're just going to upset me.
But am I wrong? It's not different for like me watching it. It looks exactly the same as anybody else in the VTubing space because it's just
we just came back from a break, and you're upsetting me. This is why we broke
Yeah.
up in the first place.
No, we broke up because I had to move and get a job. And I did those things all at the same time, and then I was very tired. And then I streamed for 12 days straight, and then I was very tired. And now we're finally here.
And I gave we said we give this another chance, and you're already upsetting me. You said you changed.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. So you like the new spot though, right? You like it? It's much more spacious.
Look, I have all my retro stuff over here. You can see like my N64, my old Game Boys are over here.
That's so dope. I really like that. Like that whole setup there. Like, and like when you showed the picture of it, like back in November when you were done with it, I was like, oh shit, she has like a lot of really like old school things that she like kept in like pristine edition. And I'm pretty sure you got some money on that shelf because some of those games and stuff and systems go for like buku bucks now.
Probably.
Especially in this age where like you don't own nothing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to prioritize getting physical copies for my favorite games before getting new games for the next like year or so.
Yeah, I mean, you heard what happened with that game Anthem, right? They finally shut down the servers. So Anthem was supposed to be the Destiny killer. Anthem came out like in 2019 or 18. It came out like before COVID, before the COVID days. And it was supposed to be a Destiny killer. You felt like Iron Man flying in a mech and doing all this stuff. But something happened where the devs weren't putting out enough content. So the game just kind of fell off.
Okay.
So surprisingly, the game was, I guess the servers were still up for all those years. And then they just came out and was like, oh, we're shutting down the servers. They're done. It's done. And I'm like, the servers are still up. But now the thing is like, that was an always online game. Now, if you try to play it online, you can't.
Yeah, like Concord.
Yeah,
right. Can't. Like the same thing. It's an online multiplayer, so without online, it's
so you pay all this money for a game. Then when they shut down the servers, it's done. Like,
can they get a refund?
No, the game came out like.
But they don't get to play the game anymore. You should get a refund.
It doesn't matter.
Nah, somebody could sue for that. I feel like they didn't get what they paid for. They can't play the game.
The thing is, here's the thing about gamers: they're too stupid to band together about anything. Unless
suing even with a group is going to be a pain in the butt. It's hardly going to be worth it. But it's still like, how can that be legal for them to shut down a game and now you can't play the game? Like, they didn't get their money's worth. They paid to play this game indefinitely on multiplayer servers, and they had what, months?
Years.
That's not fair. That's not okay. Oh, they had years?
Yeah, I told you, it came out like before COVID. But the game devs never put anything out. Like, there was no new content, no new suits, no new stories and stuff. The devs just kind of gave up on it. And you see that with a lot of games.
Well, I hope that it kind of keeps happening so that we stop with this live service madness. They've got to stop like thinking everything needs to be live service.
You know what? My freaking...
And prioritize things like factions for Last of Us.
I just realized that my the elasticity for my headrest cushion is...
Oh, no. The new ones are... Oh, wait. The new ones for Secret Lab are magnetized, which is cool. I'm going to get a new chair.
Really?
Yeah, I got one for work, actually, because I told you I could never work in an office unless, like, I was basically, like, working from home. So I made my setup, like, work from home. Okay. And so I have a gamer chair at work. I just got an all black one so it doesn't, like, stand out and bother everyone.
Nice, dude. That's dope. Like, this one is...
And I'm going to get a new one for this when the Assassin's Creed one's available.
This one is, like, 5 years old. So...
Yeah.
But the things with gamer chairs, it's never, like, that comfortable. Gamer chairs are never like...
No, I love the Secret Lab ones. And that's not even me like being a shill or something. Like,
I think you're being a shill.
It legitimately helps. No, it like, I actually had to have surgery because my back was getting really fucked up from work.
Yeah.
When I like, it was like 21, I think I did. Mm-hmm. And because of the chair, I wasn't hurting like I was at work. So it's not for everyone, but this chair, like the Secret Lab chairs in particular, are so firm. They like keep my spine aligned. So I'm like, okay now. Especially you see me like moving around a lot and having a firm chair, I'm good. So you've seen me do like 30-hour streams that way. But I couldn't do it. Like, I sat in the chair for like a week at the new job, and I was like, nope, I'm getting a chair right now, because it was just too, like, I was squishing down and my whole body was just out of line.
Speaking of games, like, just speaking of games that like somehow died off and like or be gone way gone word of like things. You ever played a game called Cory? You remember the show Cory in the House? It was in Disney Channel. It was a
Mm,
Disney Channel show called Cory in the House. Old Disney Channel
that
show.
sounds familiar. Was he from That's So Raven or?
Yes, yes, he was from That's So
Okay,
Raven.
yeah, spinoff. Got it.
So back in 2008, he had a game called Cory in the House. The game, right? It's a DS
Okay.
game, and I never played it because I wasn't a DS head. But supposedly it was like a decent game. For some reason, we're talking about it in 2026 because the because some who is this? 4chaners got together and started bumping up its metric score to like a 9, and it's
Is
like
4chan
number
still a thing?
yeah, 4chan is still a thing.
Oh,
It they
okay.
bumped up, they ran a campaign and also extended the metric score where the game reached 9.7 user rating in 2013. So that game had a it was bumped up and nobody noticed that. Like it was like it was second place to Expedition 33 in metrics. It was second place to that. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker now. The game now, if you have a copy of the DS game, you could see it
Yeah.
on eBay for $721.
Holy.
So
Wish
could
I
you
had it.
so people who have
I
it
have
are
a lot
like,
of DS games back there, but
dude,
not
people
that.
who have it are like, I have a gold mine right here. Like I have Cory in the House. Like, why is Cory in the House, a game that not many people have heard of, is like, do you see like how trolly people can be on the internet?
Yeah, yeah. The internet people have been driving me nuts lately. It's like, especially now that I'm back out in the world. Like, oh my gosh. You know?
Dude, the game, look, according to data from Price and Chart, a loose copy of Cory in the House is generally priced around $8 in 2026, while a graded new copy can go as much for $26.95 for the DS of that age. Fairly early. That said, the new listing on eBay shows the game resale price for multiple times as its unusual value. Some sellers listed sealed copies for around $400, while one auction is currently at $721. That's where it's being auctioned at right now. That's what it's up to,
That's insane.
and it has 34 bids.
What's wrong
Like,
with everyone? Are you guys okay? Like, are you guys actually okay? What? You could buy so many. You just buy a. You can almost buy a PC. What are you doing?
well,
Well, not anymore. Not
yeah,
anymore, I guess.
we'll get to that, but it's so funny.
You could buy a PlayStation, a PlayStation Pro, I guess.
It's so funny because I remember the internet trolled Sony. I'm talking Sony like movie studio, like Sony Entertainment, to re-release the movie Morbius in theaters. Did you not hear about that?
No,
You did you hear about the
you
movie?
know that I don't hear about anything ever,
Oh
right?
my god, I
We've been
forgot
over
she lives
this.
under a rock. Shit. I thought you would have
Yeah.
changed and like because you're like somewhat back
No,
in
if
the real
anything, I know
world.
less because I'm less on the internet now. I'm
Oh,
actually out in the real world doing a job.
oh,
So imagine
excuse
it's
me.
worse.
Oh,
It's worse.
excuse me. Oh, watch out, everybody. Mad Curious got a freaking job and she doesn't have time for the internet.
She's
She
even more
touches
annoying
grass.
now.
Yeah. Who's that? Is that Merv?
Yeah.
Merv
Look
looking
at his new
chunky.
bed.
He looking
Look at
chunky.
his new bed.
He looking like a chunker.
If anything, he's probably lost weight because they have room to run around in here. This is a 2-story.
Oh, nice, nice.
You see, you can kind of see the stairs over there. Yeah,
I guess.
kind of.
But
No, look, hold on. You can kind of, you can almost see that there's like stairs. See how it goes back.
I guess. I suppose. But
Well, I got him a new bed, so he
Nice.
doesn't have to be on the piano bench anymore.
nice, nice. So have you heard the movie Morbius starring
No,
Jared Leto? Is a Spider-Man.
that sounds familiar.
Okay, so he made they made a movie off a Spider-Man villain called Morbius, right? Terrible movie.
Okay.
Terrible. But
Yeah, I like Spider-Man.
the internet, being the internet, was like, oh, they were making memes saying it's morbing time. Like they put a meme that he was in the movie and he goes, it's morbing time, which never happens. But
Oh,
they made this whole meme about it, and like the internet was talking about it so much. So Sony removed it from the theaters, right? And people started going, "Oh man, I wish Sony would re-release Morbius because it came out during the time we were busy and all this stuff." And like it was like, yeah, it looks like such a great movie. It should be back at theaters. Some of the Sony was like, "Oh my god, people really want to see this movie. Let's re-release it." They put it back in theaters and it did horrible again. So the internet has a way of trolling these studios and all this stuff. And it's funny that they did this. And like when people looking at the metrics, the meta scores, it's like, oh, Cory in the House is pretty much just as good as Expedition 33, which I would say is,
And
I
it
don't
could
know.
be. It might be.
We're not having this conversation. Oh,
we might have this conversation. It might be as good.
Let's have this
Honestly,
conversation.
if we're being very real, I think I would enjoy Cory in the House more than E33.
Okay, we're gonna have this conversation right now because. Okay, let's just have this conversation. Why is it that you feel the way that you do about Expedition 33?
Because I don't think it's all that innovative, and people are talking about it like it's the second coming of Christ.
Because based off of
it doesn't look like it has anything really that innovative. It's just a game where you walk around and then you do some what's it called? Why am I forgetting the name of it? Where you don't get to play, you just have to like tell it what to do and then the game does it for you.
It's called a turn-based.
Turn-based, thank you. You do that, and then it does it for you, and then you might get to parry a little bit. Okay, cool, and then
you go on
and you just keep walking again.
You don't just
and then you walk again.
You parry.
Like they want to call Last of Us a walking simulator, and they're over here like not even getting to press buttons. Like, what do you mean?
Wait, stop.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
You do press buttons,
but none of that is all that innovative. Turn-based has already been done for years and years and years and years and years and years for those who love turn-based. The difference is that there's white people instead of Asians. God,
I'm done.
That's it's not innovative. It's just white people. The French did it. Now it's cool. I did.
It's white people. It's nothing about white people. Now, let's go way back.
Well, it's not. It's literally a game type that has been part of Asian culture for a long time that Americans like and white people like. It's not to say that it's like, but they've now done it with white people in it, and now people are obsessed with it.
No. The reason people are obsessed with it is one, it's a system that hasn't been used in a long time. Now, hold on.
What do you mean? People are making these games all the time.
You're not letting me finish.
I literally played it in Raid Shadow Legends.
You're not letting me finish. Let me finish. Okay? Now, if you go back to a game called Lost Odyssey, that game came out on 360. It was a JRPG turn-based, right? The thing is, they had a system in it when if you had a ring on before you attack, while you attacking, or the ring will start to close. If you hit X at the right point, you did extra damage.
Right? Hey, that's like Assassin's Creed Mirage when you're pickpocketing. Wow, so unique.
Okay, so listen. So hold on. So the age of that kind of started started disappearing because people got tired of JRPGs because it was like it's the same thing. Like you said, you don't really press a button. You just kind of like it was based off speed and a turn based. It was all turn based. So some people got like, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Were there still RPGs out there, JRPGs? Yes, they were still out there. Like Persona. Persona is a JRPG. And you have like a regular life and you do stuff. You go to school, you go to work, and then you go into your Persona and do like heist and all that stuff, right? And it has the same kind of actions when you fight.
Okay.
So what the team with Expedition 33 did, they said, we're going to take those same elements and bring it back because RPGs are kind of like going the wayward, turn-based.
Okay.
So they said, okay, we're going to put turn-based into the game.
Which I think a lot of turn-based would disagree with, to be fair.
Open world, a parry system, a dodge system, a jump and counter system too. So it took aspects of our old game from 360, which if you do it just right, you could do more damage because even when you attack, it does that. It gives you like a little clock or something, and you say hit the button. If you hit the buttons wrong, if you hit it wrong at the wrong time, you don't do that much damage, or you may not get an additional attack.
That's just a QTE, bro. That's been done a million times.
So you get those quick time events, right? But you could literally play the game and never get hit if you're good at parrying, dodging, and everything, right? not only is the gameplay a little bit different from what
QTEs
many are
aren't
used
new,
to.
bud.
I
They're
know. I'm not
not.
saying it's new. I'm not saying it's new. But
None of this sounds new.
but the way they did it was like, oh, we haven't seen this in a while. That's the thing. When you haven't seen something in a game in a while, you're like, oh man, this is like,
I'm
why haven't
sure
I?
there are people who have been making games for that. They just
Show me more.
didn't
Show
because
me.
they
Show
weren't
me.
$10
Show me.
million projects that had the
Show me.
marketing
Okay,
to
so
get in
show
your.
me. So show me.
I'm
Baldur's Gate.
sure if we went
Baldur's
onto
Gate
Steam
3,
right now and typed in
Baldur's Gate.
JRPG, we could find plenty.
No, JRPGs with turn based with quick time events. The whole
I'm
with,
sure there's plenty.
There's none. There's none that did it what they did because you could literally play the game, right? And get a
And
no and do a no
even
hit.
if there weren't, it's not innovative.
I'm not saying it's innovative. It's because it
Like,
hasn't been done in a while and it changed things up.
who
It brought back
who
old systems.
cares? None of that sounds fun or interesting or new or unique.
Because
Like what are we doing here?
what do you mean it's
What are we doing here?
The-
Like
not only-
what it
not
just
only the
sounds so
gameplay was
silly.
good, not only the gameplay was good, the soundtrack is amazing. The
You
story
just walk
amazing.
around and then you do turn-based with a couple of quick time events. Can we be real here? Nothing about that appeals to me in any way, shape, or
because
form.
you don't like that. That's
The
not your
story
cup of
sounded
tea.
unique. I will give it that. I've had all the spoilers for the story. The story sounds unique, okay? But that's about it. That's all it seems to really have going for it, in my opinion.
This is the final episode of Unfiltered Gamers.
I would love to see it as a movie.
They supposedly they're working on a movie already. There's talks about a movie. A live
Then I'll
action.
never have to play it.
But who knows? I'm telling you. Okay, if you watched the whole like story of the game and stuff, then that you're pretty much it. But it's just like
I haven't
didn't-
watched it, but I've just seen all the spoilers. People just talk about it everywhere.
You should watch like on YouTube you go is like the movie of the game, so they show all the
Yeah,
cutscenes.
I've thought about doing that. I haven't been that interested enough. Plus, I have the spoilers, so it won't mean as much. But
Yeah,
you know,
but it's
I've just. But it does seem interesting enough. Like if you weren't ready for it, you weren't expecting any of that. You were just going in it for like playing the game. Like you were there for gameplay, and then you got a good story. Like I could see how that would be exciting. But it does. It just to me, none of that sounds.
Listen, trust me, I was the same way as you. I was like, this game doesn't sound revolutionary. Like, but everybody was talking about it. I was like, let me just tip my toes in it because it's been a while since I played an RPG. I mean, a turn-based RPG. It's been a while. So it's like, let me try it out. Let me see what it's about. Because again, I played Final Fantasy. I played a lot of the Final Fantasies from 6 on to 13. I played Pokemon. Anybody play Pokemon? That's a freaking turn
Yeah,
based.
but I played one Pokemon all the way through, and I actually really liked it. And it was the one that people didn't like, which was Scarlet.
Lost Odyssey. Again, I loved the game growing up. The Darkest Dungeon. That's another turn-based game. So I was like, okay, let me try it out. I played it. I was like, oh my god, the story is really good. The gameplay is really good too. I enjoyed the gameplay. The soundtrack was phenomenal. I was like, I haven't seen this in a while. And a lot of people.
I mean, it probably fed for those fans. I'll give it that. But like, it's not. I don't really understand how it hit the mass market because there are a lot of us who don't like turn-based. Like, I liked Pokemon in spite of turn-based, and it was only because of how my community reacted to it. Had I been playing it on my own, I don't think I would have liked it. But it was just how the community was vibing off of the game. And it being Christmas time with the snow and the music, like there's just something about it that felt good. But it was in spite of the silly gameplay, you know?
Yeah. But at the end,
I don't like all that prep work for like a battle. Like it's just not my style.
yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but people who are used to it and haven't seen it in a while, they're like, "Oh, this is really good." And then people who are
Which is
new
fine.
to the genre were like,
Which
okay,
is
this
also
really
fine.
good.
But what was annoying is as someone who knows that I'm not going to like that type of gameplay, like I've given it a shot a few times and it's just not for me. And I might like a game in spite of it, but it's still not going to be like number one game for me. There's going to be a lot of variables that depends on. It's just to be like pressured to play this nonstop. Like if I don't play this, I'm not a gamer. Like, and that's like the whole fucking internet. Like that gets really old very fast.
I
you know
can
what
agree
I mean?
with you. I can agree with you. If people are saying like if you haven't played this game, you're not a real gamer. Jake, shut up.
Yeah.
Go jump from a high bridge.
Because I'm not going to. I've dug into, playing what I like over and over and mastering that instead. And that's what I'm going to be leaning into all year with maybe a few new ones built in. And I don't really care what anybody says about them being woke or anti-woke or anything like that. I'm going to play whatever the hell I want. But that like pressure from people all over the place. Like, this is the best game. No, it's not. It's maybe the best game for some people, but this like, oh, this is revolutionary. It's really not. Okay. Now, if it were revolutionary, I'd give it that. It still might not be the best game for everyone. But it doesn't even have that revolutionary aspect. Like you said, it's something that like, okay, we haven't seen it in a while. We're excited. Fine. But like, what are we doing? Why is this the second coming?
The only
like,
thing,
it just...
the only thing that makes her kind of revolutionary is the parry and dodge system. Because the parry and dodge system, you haven't, because you don't have that in many RPG in turn-based. You can literally, I'm telling you, Matt, you could play the game, and if you're good at parrying and dodging, you'll never get hit. There's bosses that if you like do a whole bunch of attacks, if you know how to parry all their attacks, and like it's crazy. And
there's so many games with parrying and dodging in it that you can do the same thing.
I'm saying.
But why do you need that in a JRPG? Game. You already have games you can do that in if you like parrying and dodging. Then you're clearly not even caring about the JRPG aspect. So why does it matter?
It's combining the
turn-based aspect.
It's combining the two. That's why.
But you just talked about how much you were excited about the parrying and dodging. What does it matter if you're not even caring about the other side of it?
Because if I'm a fan of RPGs, and I'm a fan of Souls games where I could parry and dodge, right?
Right. Which is kind of what I was alluding to.
In two things, it's like, oh, these are two things I like. It's like hot women and clown girls, hot clown girls. Anyway,
I was not ready for that fetish, but okay.
Moving on.
I was unprepared.
Moving on. You know, speaking about games that like games you would play, you play Animal Crossing, and lo and behold, Animal Crossing had a whole adult island that just got shut down after 5 years. What the hell are people doing?
What were they doing on that?
An adult island. So supposedly,
the furries are everywhere, man. They're everywhere. They're infiltrating everything we love.
So Nintendo apologized from the bottom of their heart. And for more than 5 years that this island was able to operate. It was an adult island, and it was pretty much it was one of those standout locations. It has a love hotel. It had neon trees and palms.
You can't even do anything in Animal Crossing though. So what is it that they were
censorship? They say clever censorship. It had girls bars, brothels, strip clubs, smoking areas. It was supposed to be like a red light. You can't
do those things, Animal. Was it one of those that's like jailbroken or something so they can mod it? Like
I don't know.
Do we want to? We don't want to know. We don't want to know.
But you don't see it. I guess how it was done cleverly. You could sit there like, oh, I guess I know what this is. This is supposed to be a brothel. This is supposed to be a smoke bar. Like how whoever made the island was like, this is an adult theme.
I mean, it would be cool to have a bar, but like,
it's a kids game. Animal Crossing is for kids. We do need a bar in a kids game.
I don't need one. I'm just saying it would be. I wouldn't mind having a bar.
This is wrong. You're the problem. You are part of the problem.
What? Drinking like
it's a damn.
I drink and play Animal Crossing. I'm going to tomorrow actually.
Mad. It's
because I got the day off.
It's a kids game. It's a kids game. You don't need a bar in a kids game.
I didn't say I need one. I said actually there is a bar. They have a little ice bar. It has little drinks on it, and you can decorate. Yeah, they do have bars now that I think about it. Yeah,
it's just funny how people with their imagination can make like an adult themed bar inside a kids game, and it's scary.
The adult themed is scary, but having like fun things, like whatever. But like an adult themed, like I don't want to know what they were doing there. That's too much. That's just getting weird.
It is getting weird. But I want to circle back about the prices. You like buy a PC. And it's like the prices of PCs right now. It's not the PC as a whole, but just one component of a PC, and it's the RAM. RAM has went from like being the cheapest thing on the PC to being the most expensive thing in PCs now, and it's ridiculous.
I heard a good opinion of this because I was paying a little bit of attention to that just because I find it intriguing, and I love to be able to stoke the flames of the anti-AI crowd and just bother them a little bit for fun. But this. This one guy had a really good opinion because I was like, well, I don't think that too much is going to change because AI is not going to go the other direction. Like it's only going to increase. They're only going to need more storage. They're only going to need more everything, right? Like this isn't going to necessarily change. I think what'll happen is they'll make more supply to meet demand eventually. But he had a good point. This one guy on Twitter was like, well, this initial surge is going to eventually even out. And I think it will. I think he's right. So I don't think it's going to, like, I think they're going to increase demand to meet supply, or supply to meet demand. And then the surge is going to, you know, they're not going to need as much at once at any given time, most likely. But it's clearly encroaching on a lot of things. You know, there's people whose homes are right by these data centers and they're getting all sorts of crazy crap, and that sucks. You'd think that there's enough land everywhere that they could put it somewhere where it's not destroying people's lives. There's still so much open land in the world.
It's, you know, what's crazy, because these data centers is being built in like towns and cities, and everybody's out. It's affecting everybody else around it by like prices going up. So my electricity has gone up, and my gas has gone up because of that. And my water.
Why can't they put it in the middle of nowhere?
Because the thing is, here's the thing. Here's the thing for people who don't understand how the system works. How the system works. I am a mayor of the town. No, you are the mayor of the town. You're a mayor of Mad Town, right? I go, mayor.
Sounds great.
I go, Mad. How you doing? My name is Della. I'm gonna bring a data center to your area. Now, here's the thing.
How much money is it bringing me? How many jobs is it creating?
It's going to create a lot of freaking jobs, right? Because we got to build it.
Let's go.
We got to build it, right? We got to build it. So that's construction. You know,
we
need some people to be in it. It's for AI. We need some people to be in it to make sure they know the service and everything is up. I just need to let you know that you might have to raise the taxes on, you know, the prices on electricity and gas, because we're going to be using a lot. But here's the kicker.
How much?
But probably like 10%.
Oh, okay.
On everybody, right? But here's the kicker. Mm-hmm. We'll make sure you get a piece of the pie of our yearly revenue.
The whole town? We get
money. No, not the whole town. You do.
Oh, even better. Even better.
But we won't.
Speaking my language.
Keep it hush hush.
Yeah. Speaking my language.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Do you think mayors and governors that don't know about this stuff, and they don't know? Mayor and governors want this because they're getting a piece of the pie. Everybody gets a piece. You just don't. That's what it is. Everybody at the top gets a piece of the pie. The people at the bottom don't get nothing. You pay. So that's why the data centers are in your area. Instead of protesting nonsense.
How does that benefit the companies rather than putting it in the middle of nowhere? Is it just because they'd have to run a lot of technology too far? Is that?
Yes, because it's like you gotta get the permits and everything to run, to like get the lines and everything to kind of break out and go that way. Yeah, have to
be like underground for miles and miles if you put it out. Yeah,
then you're encroaching on whatever land is there, whoever owns the land. They gotta do all these deals. It takes longer and everything, and it's not ideal where there's no infrastructure already there. Right.
Gotcha.
Then you got national parks and all that stuff, because you need water. You need a steady base of water to keep things cool, and a surge of electricity.
Yeah, we have taken all the best land, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the other land is not taken.
Yeah. So a lot of people are upset, you know, especially with gaming. And I do agree with you with that guy said, you see it even out, because you got to remember when graphics cards were like $700 because of crypto?
Yeah.
We're seeing the uptake now because AI is ramping up now. AI is ramping up. And I'm sorry to say this. Listen, AI is going to take over. I've said it all over again, and I understand you guys could be upset about AI, but here's the thing. It's cheaper. Because I can pay $10 a month to get AI art made in seconds, instead of paying $300 for an artist to say the turnaround is 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're likely not going to need designers anymore unless you just really like someone's art style.
Yeah. But
like I had to make a logo for something recently and just throw it into AI, make something quick. And I need to make something better, but I'll throw it back into AI, make something quick.
Like, listen, AI is taking over. People use it at day-to-day basics. Like, there's literally people who have conversations with AI because they're lonely and they don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and fall in love with the AI.
It's getting bad.
Like, you ever saw the movie Her?
Yeah.
That's what we're going down.
We didn't realize how soon it was, I don't think.
Yeah, we're there. We're there because people don't, there's people, especially, there's a whole plethora of women. Yes, there's women who have AI boyfriends that they fall in love with, and then the AI has to prompt them to say like, "I like you." They will literally type "I love you" to the AI bot, and the bot will go, "I appreciate the care you have, and I like you too." Like AI is here to stay. It's either you get with it or you don't. You
And
could
then
be
there's
against
people
it.
programming ones that are meant for that, which is a whole. I'm sure that's just a pile of money waiting to happen or already happening. It's
Dude,
just.
there's already been like girls who do like sex work selling their likeness and voice to AI.
Oh, getting ahead of it, which is honestly smart if you're in that line of work
Yeah. There's
to own it
actors.
yourself rather than somebody else doing it.
There's actors and voice actors given selling their likeness to these studios
I would
to
I would 100% sell my likeness for acting, voice work, that kind of stuff. Somebody wants to pay me, you can have it. I'll give it to you.
like
Absolutely.
it's again, and then like people saying like there's no video game company should use AI. They're gonna use video game. You know what they're using the AI for? To either make a rendering of a character really quick, help with story writing, and probably from voice acting. I know Arc
Hmm.
Raiders. I don't know if we spoke about this, but in Arc Raiders, people are upset because they use AI voices. And you know what Arc Raiders say? Yeah,
Do
we
you
did it.
notice? Are they bad?
No, you don't notice it.
Mm,
I didn't know it. I didn't know it was AI.
interesting.
His
Yeah, because I wonder if it'll have a quality effect because there will be art, I think, that is more like close to being 100% human. Obviously, it's going to be tough in this day and age because there's probably going to be AI, at least at the basics of, like where you're Googling something, right? Like to find information. Like AI is always going to be part of the process, whether they like it or not, even in
of
those
course.
stages.
Yeah.
But let's say that most of the art is created by humans overall. I think there will be a noticeable effect there, right? We're gonna love the stuff that feels like it has that humanity in it, more so. And that isn't to say that AI won't be able to compete in that to some degree, and that it'll win out, and you won't always be able to tell the difference. But I think that the stuff that really stands out, like I don't think Naughty Dog's gonna mess with it as much. As a big Naughty Dog stan, I think they're probably going to have these Last of Us type games that stand out and stand the test of time because they put all that work into it. But then my other love, Ubisoft, right? They're going to go full scale into AI, and it's going to show, and it's going to look really bad in some of the ways that they do things. And I'm still going to like it because I like Assassin's Creed a lot, but you're going to be able to tell a difference.
Yeah. And the thing is like it's just the evolution of time. Because if you think, let's go back to like when early movies, like when you look at movies from the early days with practical effects, and now it's going to CGI and stuff. Now remember,
Mhm.
you have practical effects and actually stunts. Like
Yep.
if you ever watch Terminator 2, uh Judgment Day, T2, like the scene where the helicopter flies under the bridge, that was actually done. The helicopter actually flew under that bridge. You know how much money that cost and stuff? You know how much insurance and liability taken on? They're doing away with that because what's easier? Now I can just put a green screen up and do all that. I don't have to do this stuff. I get rid of it. I think the only person who's still doing kind of like practical effects, director wise, is Christopher Nolan. He did the movies Tenet.
And he makes really good
Yeah,
movies. You know what I mean?
the
Like, I think we're
Batman.
going to be able to sometimes have that where we tell the difference and we're like, this
Yes,
is a human
yes.
made art.
If you ever seen the movie Tenet, he actually crashed a plane into a building. He said he wants to crash an actual
Phenomenal.
plane into a building. You know how much money that
Yeah.
costs? That costs a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
a lot of these movie studios are trying to save money because the thing is, I put out a movie that cost me for like $700 million, and I only made 500 million from it. I lost money, and no studio wants to lose money. I don't think movies cost that much. I'm sorry, but I'm just giving roundabout numbers.
Yeah.
But like,
But it also depends on what we give our time to. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
as much as I'm not like a boycott activism, like I hate all that, but I do think that I'm going into that realm of spending less time with the things that suck. You know what I mean? Like the things that you can tell are just not made for us anymore. They're made for money.
yeah,
And I'm spending less time with a lot of that. Now, a lot of people could argue, oh, well, Assassin's Creed is what. I still love Assassin's Creed. That's not going to change. There are certain things that I'm going to engage with that I just really enjoy, kind of no matter what they do with it.
yeah.
But overall, I'm not really going to be buying much new. I'm going to dabble when GTA 6 comes out. I still think it'll be next year, but we'll see.
I think it's gonna be next year too. I
Yeah,
speaking with that, and I know it got pushed back
yeah.
to November, and I think it might get pushed back again. But
Yep.
in the lightheartedness of that, a terminally ill fan of the game who is like they don't think they're gonna make it to when the game comes out got to see a
Oh,
early stuff of the game and everything. Like the Rockstar was like, we're gonna fly this person out, and I think they got to try. From what
yeah.
I'm seeing, they got
They
to
should give
try
them
it
like an
out.
early copy
No, they got to try
to
it out
just
and play it and
dabble.
everything and
Yeah.
see it and all that stuff, and that's really good. That's a lighthearted thing because like you know
Yeah.
this person doesn't know they're gonna make it so when the
Yeah.
game comes out, and like Rockstar is like, listen, come if that's your make a wish, we want you to play our game now so you can enjoy it.
That's really sweet.
It's sad, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rockstar puts that kid in the game because a
That would
lot of
be really
companies
cool.
do that. Like if
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
passes away, they put them and they're a huge fan and they know it. They put them in the game. I know Borderlands did that with one of their
Yeah, that's
fans.
really sweet.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like this year, right now, there's two games coming out back to back this month, which I'm two Capcom games, mind you, not one, but we got two Capcom games coming out next month. We got Resident Evil Requiem, so RE9,
Okay.
and we got the new Unimusha Warlords game. So I'm kind of
I
hyped.
haven't seen much about RE9.
What?
Now, of course, I'm not the most internety gamer, but I remember seeing a ton about RE8. It was mostly that lady, but nonetheless, people were talking about RE8 nonstop.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen much for RE9.
RE9 is going to be talked about a lot more because they brought back Leon, and Leon is he's the fan favorite, so Leon is back. So everybody's like
I saw
sucking.
more about Burnt Peanut than RE9, to be honest. So
So yeah,
hopefully it gets its due because it hasn't yet. I'm like a really good indicator if something's gotten super popular because I'm so far away from it all.
so also RE9, you know how like the Resident Evil franchise they like make like custom stuff. I think for like RE, like you could buy not Chris, Leon's jacket from RE4, which was worth us like $1,500. The jacket was like his leather jacket and stuff that he was wearing. But in now with RE9, the Hamilton watches, they're releasing two watches like Resident Evil theme. One of the watches $2,175. The other one is $1,475. So
Holy,
it's like fancy watches. So
that's pretty cool.
yeah, so if you a fan of
I'm
Resident
not much
Evil,
for getting like nonsense stuff, but a watch can be very functional if you're really using it. So
yeah, it's a
it's
nice
still very expensive for it. But I mean, if you love it, like if you're going to use the watch every day and you love the game series and you love, like, I think that could be a worthwhile expenditure in a way.
yeah, it's definitely a watch for Resident Evil fans. Like if you're a fan, like I said, if you're a fan of Resident Evil and you like fancy watches, I can see
Yeah.
them buying this stuff.
Like if they came out with cool Last of Us stuff like that, I would want to try to get it. Like I can see
I
validity
thought
in
they
that.
did. I thought they did come up with like Last of Us, like high
They
end
might.
merch.
I'm kind of more into like really functional stuff. Like I really want a Last of Us controller, and not the ones that they did. I don't think they're that good. Like they just have like some shapes that they put on the controller, and it's still like black and white or something. It's not that good. But there's some fan made ones that are really cool, and they disappeared off of Etsy by the time I was going to put them on my wish list. But I want some, and I wish that PlayStation did more official stuff. Like I shouldn't have to go to Etsy for my favorite games stuff. You would think that they would just like I've gotten like I don't even think that's legal for people to make stuff based on a brand and then sell it. But it's like they're not doing it. Why aren't they? They could be making buku bucks off of all of us if they just made more stuff based on these games, licensed more stuff, did more stuff. They hardly ever do that. PlayStation doesn't do that with their stuff,
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
really weird.
I feel like they do, but it's never like good quality stuff. It'll be like a BS
I got
pendant,
this rug.
a
Look
backpack.
at this cool disc rug of the PS3 version of Last of Us. Like I got this off of Etsy, right? They
Yeah.
could sell this. I would buy it from them, but I don't have that option, so I'm buying it from someone else.
Yeah, if you ever like, I don't know if you're like into like, I doubt you're not really into like anime and like card games and stuff. But like, if you ever look up Hypeland is like supposed to be like name brand like anime and like anime anime type stuff. So like the rug I have is from Hype Brand, and it's supposed to be like the Yu-Gi-Oh card Obelisk the Tormentor. So they have those the Yu-Gi-Oh card rugs. They have like the anime jackets and shirts, and it's like good quality, but it's like supposed to be like it's good quality and it's like high end. So like I have like a Karibo shirt from them, and it's like it's good quality. And it says it's the Karibo on it, and in the back it says Hypeland, and it's like it's kind of one of those things like Supreme. You ever heard of Supreme,
Yeah.
the clothing brand? It's
Like
supposed
really
to be,
expensive brand for no reason.
yeah. So that's what it's supposed to be like, but it's for anime heads and everything. So
Well, that makes more sense because it's for something that they enjoy. Supreme
Yeah.
just sounds wasteful.
Supreme is.
It's
I
one
still
thing
don't
if
get
you
the
have
hype
an
for
interest
Supreme.
and then you can get like merchandise for that interest, but to find it interesting just because it's popular is very strange to me.
Yeah. Speaking of with clothing brands, Kai Cenat, he says he's quitting Twitch to focus on
He's been an
acting
interesting one to watch
and
recently.
making his own clothing brand.
I have a lot of thoughts on various things. I've seen a lot about him recently,
So what
and
are your
one of my
thoughts?
thoughts
Let's hear it.
is him being very like, "Oh, I'm sad boy." Like, bitch, you're rich like he has made so much money. He has gotten all of his dreams come true, and now he's having sad boy moment. Like, you have done it. You have literally won Twitch. You have done everything that like millions of people wish that they could have, and now you're going to be sad boy about it? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Number one. Number two, though, he is trying to be a good inspiration for kids, I think, because a lot of his audience is young, in him learning to read. It's sad that he doesn't know how to read. I don't know what that's about. But the fact that he is trying and inspiring others to read is a good thing. 100%. I think that's awesome. 3, the clothing brand thing. Really, like, out of all the things you want to do for the world, you want to put more fashion. Like, fashion is so overdone, and it's becoming a real like fast fashion is becoming a problem. Like, all this stuff with like, we don't need more clothes. We need to relax, and that's coming from someone who has merch for sure. But like, we need to relax on the clothes. He could be doing anything, and he's doing that.
So with the reading, okay, I'm gonna defend Kai Cenat. I'm gonna defend Kai Cenat as best as I can. I'm not like a huge Kai Cenat fan, but I'm gonna defend some things you said. So with Sad Boy, right? Sad Boy. Now, this is a line. This is a quote from Hobo Johnson, who's an artist. Hobo Johnson said in a song, he's like, "I made $1 million, but with all that money, it just paid for my therapy." Because the money, like, no matter how much money you have, it doesn't fix your problems. Because you could be rich.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to fix your problems when you're rich.
But does it help? Can it help? Can the money help?
Yes. I'm in a lot better of a place now that I have some money again and can pay my bills. I'm less sad girl. That's how it works because I can pay my bills.
Okay, at his level, where he's at, making millions, right? The thing is, the expectations of him. He always has to be on camera. The people he's around, he doesn't know who's really his friend.
He doesn't have to, though, because he could just quit forever and never work another day in his life.
But hold on. You don't know who's there for you and who's there for your money, who's using you. You'd never know. All right.
You never know that in real life anyway.
But now you're at a level where
and not just money, but people might be using you for all sorts of things. As a woman, you never really know if like a man actually likes you or if they're there for your looks. So this is something everyone deals with. These are all normal problems. Not a single thing you've named is because of the money.
But correct. But here's the thing now.
Or that can't be
just because he has
money.
Yeah, but just because he has money doesn't mean he still can't face those problems. That's what I'm getting at.
But he can solve those problems a lot more easily.
You can't solve those problems. You can't solve the problem of if somebody really likes me for me with money.
Yeah, you can.
How? Tell me how. Tell me how. If I'm a millionaire and I'm like, I don't know if this person likes me for me. How am I going to solve it with my money?
By not letting them know you have money. Not everyone knows who's a famous Twitch streamer. Not everybody knows him.
But there are
a lot of people off the internet.
Okay, but for the majority of people who know Kai Cenat, for the majority of people, we're talking the majority of people that know him, how can he solve that with his money?
You can put him through trials, tribulations.
See, you don't know.
Mr. Beast it.
Anyway, moving on.
No, legitimately, you would just hang out with other rich people. That's it. It's that easy.
But the thing is, rich people still have their weird problems because rich people. You ever watch shows with rich people?
They make up problems.
As messed up. No, they're just as messed up.
No, because everybody's a perfectionist. So we're always going to keep going towards perfectionism.
Correct.
So when you're super rich, what you're going to do is come up with problems that are ridiculous, but because you're going for perfect, right? And so they care about like the spread on the table for their super rich people party, you know what I mean? Rather than, am I going to have food on my table? That's what they do because they're aiming for perfectionism. But that's a choice. They don't have to do that. So yes, your problems are solved with money. You're just over here nitpicking because you aren't focused on the fact that you have control over your mental state.
Well, Anyway, I don't agree with you on that, but I can agree with you in some aspects. But I still feel like even though you have money, you still have problems that you can't fix with money. Can the money help a little bit? Yes, it can. It can lessen it, but still, there's still problems that you still have to deal with. Uh, with the reading, it's not that I don't think he can't read. It's just like being reading more and reading aloud. A lot of people can read, but they suck at reading aloud. So out loud. When I say I'm saying out loud. So
And that's fair. There's a few things I've mispronounced, and people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Listen, I've only ever read that word. I've
yeah,
read a lot, and I say big words, but sometimes I say them incorrectly because you've never heard them, and that's extremely fair.
yes,
I will say, but it's clear he never was taught phonics, which is a problem. And this isn't against him. There's a real problem if the children that are now adults have not been taught phonics and how to sound out words.
yeah.
That's a problem.
Pronouncing words and enunciating certain words,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, you're right because the American school system in certain areas suck, and it's just like and to say a lot of kids just don't care anymore. They just don't care because
And that's a real problem as well. Like they
yeah,
could easily at this point, we can't just blame the school system because they could take the time to learn from the computers. The computers can now teach us. We have AI at our
yes,
disposal. So now the onus is now, and people can argue with me all they want, but the onus is on children. And you can argue
and the
with me and say they're
parents,
children, but listen, you can say it. But as a kid, I was nonstop curious. It's why it's my name, right? You have the choice to choose to go out there and learn. And the amount of tools we have at our disposal now, if I'd had those as a kid, I would know even more than I do now because I am very innately curious. And kids can do that. They can choose that. They can choose to sit there and learn rather than sit there and do whatever the heck else they're doing that's not learning.
yeah, and a lot of kids they want to be influencers, but here's the thing: you got to be able to at least read your contract or read your lines and stuff. And if he's going to act, then he's going to have to know how to do that. So I commend him for trying to push, reading more to children in this day and age and reading aloud and being able to enunciate certain words and using a different type of vernacular vocabulary instead of what you see on the internet and TikTok. Because
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, and I know this is an issue in the Black community about code switching. You got to be able to speak and present yourself in a professional way. Because here's the
I don't
thing.
know why you would ever really code switch out of a lot of that. And this is coming from someone I do code switch between stream and more professionalism, but it's not such a significant switch. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like cursing is part of my daily vocabulary, but you're almost never going to catch me do that in a workplace, right? Unless I'm talking to someone who a coworker has become more of a friend and we talk very quietly.
Oh, I curse all the
cursing
time in my
sometimes,
profession.
right?
Cursing
But
is known in
there
my
are people
position.
who curse generally speaking more than I do in a workplace. But that's just I code switch very quickly into that because I had to do it as a kid a lot because I might hear curse words and they might make it into my vocabulary. But growing up in an extremely kind of conservative environment, you weren't supposed to do that. So I didn't. And we can choose, you know what I mean? Like there might
Yeah.
be things we mess up and do, but you can, and so I don't know why you would ever choose to take part in a vocabulary that is kind of like ever changing every single year. You know what I mean? All of this slang and this nonsense where you're having to keep up with all these words that are going to be out of fashion in a period of months. Like, why would you bother doing that? There are things that are already going to seep in. You hear me saying like every once, see, that kind of stuff has seeped in, and it is so hard to get rid of. I'm proud of him for like going through these motions to try to stop some of that and try to stop maybe all of that. I think that's great. We all need to be doing that, to be honest. But the fact that it's that bad already, right? He's highlighting this problem. I think it's a good thing, him reading.
Yeah.
I just wish it wasn't something that is so pervasive of an issue that he has to do that.
Yeah. And I'm glad he's pointing that out and like making that known. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
he is an influencer. And
Yep.
influencers, you could either use your influences to better things or make it worse. And he's
Yeah.
doing it because he wants to better it because he probably didn't have that same type of opportunities and that same type of like mentorship when he was younger. So now he
Again,
wants
I
to
do
be
think
that.
the onus is more on children than we like to admit. because
Yes. No,
children
I know. I don't put on
can
the
walk
children
themselves to
alone.
the
The
library and
parents.
pick up a book, right?
I put on the
They
parents
can
too.
now. They have the internet at their disposal, right?
Yeah. And then with the clothing thing, I'm tired of like clothing. I'm tired of like. Listen, I agree with you. There's too much clothing brands and stuff, and like these is
It's ridiculous. Out of all the things, if I was as rich as this man, do you know I'd be fighting industries for fun? You know, like why are you going out there and making a clothing brand out of all things?
listen. If it's a long game with him, then okay, I get it. He wants to get away from streaming and just make money off of his clothing brand. And the
And I think he
clothing,
should. I don't think streaming for, especially at that level, becomes something that you want to do for very long. I don't
yeah,
think that's something you want to do for a decade when you're that famous.
yeah. If I mean, because look at Mr. Beast, he went from like YouTube videos and then he just makes events now. There's all his events and
Yeah.
YouTube videos and stuff. But that's his thing. He has to keep doing that. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I think if Mr. Beast stopped uploading videos, he still has his burgers and all his toy line. He has a toy line. You know, he has a toy line.
He's fine. Yeah. All of
Yeah.
these people who are that rich have people to tell them how to put their money places so that they never have to work a day in their life if they don't want to.
Yes. So he's doing the long
That's
game
the
now.
beauty of being rich. You no longer have to lift a finger.
I wouldn't do clothing because there's so many clothing brands out there. I'm still waiting for my Yeezys from Kanye
Well, he's
West.
rich enough. He could
Kanye, where's
easily
my
just
shoes
pay
at?
someone to do all that for him. He doesn't have to do that. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So listen, it's Godspeed to him and his endeavors. If this is what he wants to do, Godspeed to him. I hope the best for him. You know, with clothing, I don't know. I would have went somewhere else with that probably like a not even a shoe line. I would not try to touch clothing because like you said, clothing brands, it's very hit or miss. If it's not
Well, I have seen some criticism of him too, that he's working on a clothing brand rather than the schools and stuff he was saying
yeah,
he was
he was
going to.
supposed to be making schools in Nigeria, I believe.
Yeah.
And
And then he had that like event university thing. Like he's just kind of he like promised a bunch of stuff and then didn't do it. And I can see getting burned out and like not knowing what to do about that and then not having the energy. But again, this is a man who is now made of money. He could easily pay someone to do all of that for him if he was
yeah,
just
but
too exhausted.
if it comes to schools, is pretty much the first thing you want to do is hire an architect, right? That's the architect, and you get the
Yeah,
plan.
he could
the
pay
design
people to
plans.
think all that for him and then he could just
Yeah.
show up. He doesn't have to lift a finger. Like, let's be very serious here. If he really wanted to do it and he's just burned out, he doesn't have to be involved and it can still be in his name.
Yeah, but I feel like that's I don't know. If he
Instead doing
promised,
fashion, yeah, that's pretty sad. But the reading thing is good.
yeah, you know, I feel like a lot of influencers are just like at the point where they don't even know what they're gonna do anymore. Like I know I Show Speed, he's like traveling the world and doing his big events and all this stuff, and Speed is going like full force, and he's doing a lot. Both him and Kai Cenat were like the biggest streamers of 2025, and you know, and two male black streamers, and they were like huge, and it was fun. It was, you know, I have to say, it was so good not to have to hear the whole Twitch thing about how there's not enough representation of black people. And I was so happy not to hear that one year because if I heard it, I would probably lost my mind. I would probably lost my mind. It was like two of the biggest streamers right now are freaking black. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yep. And I think overall they're doing good. If I had to like put a judgment on it, you know, again, influencing kids to read, good. Influencing kids to start businesses, even if fashion, out of all the things, good, right? These are good things that he's showing kids. And then I don't know about I Show Speed's content. It seems kind of juvenile, but he is gearing it towards kids. Him traveling the world and showing them different cultures and showing them all these things, I think that's a good thing too. Yes. You know, these people might not be able to travel the world ever, and they're getting to see the world from someone who they relate to. I think both of those things are very, very, very good, and we need more people doing that.
Exactly. We got to have them start more positivity with the younger generation because the younger generation is kind of screwed when it comes to things. And it's like, if you can't read, you're not going to get very far. And it's like, they don't even do like, you remember going to school and you had to do like a current events project? Like you had to bring in the who, what, where, when, and why for like a newspaper. Do you ever have to do that? I just have to do that.
Maybe.
Like you have to bring in a current events thing and do the who, the what, the where, the why.
Probably, yeah. That sounds slightly familiar.
Yeah, I did that. They don't do that anymore. There's no more scholastic book fairs. There's no more of those.
Well, we can have a conversation off, but they do still exist.
They do?
They absolutely do, yeah. They do.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, that's what's happening right now in the world. That's what's going on, and we're gonna be back on track. We're gonna be back on track with these podcasts. Like I said, we took a little break. Matt had some life changes. I stood the same. My beard just got grayer, and Matt is still glowing with up her new life.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get
Less
one more.
stress.
Less stress.
I'm probably going to be a little less sassy now because I'm less stressed. I'm telling you, because you know why? Because money
Why?
solved my problems.
Money solved your problems. She didn't have much money, but now she got more money.
I can pay my bills. Imagine that. Imagine how that works. And so I'm just saying, if you're complaining and you have money, you need to figure your shit out.
All those feet
Money
pictures,
solves a lot of problems.
All those feet pictures finally paid off, didn't they, Mad?
I am back in finance, believe it or not. Even all that shit I talked.
How you liking it? How you liking it?
It's actually good. I am not back in Fortune 500, so that helps a lot. It's a small company and it's good stuff. Smaller. It's not like small. It's not like startup, but it's a good culture. Everybody's there to do good. It's a very stable business too in an industry in this realm of crazy that's going on in the world. So I just feel good that I can kind of hunker down for whatever's coming. I'm telling you, it solves a lot of your stress. So my SaaS level will probably be 100% down, but don't worry. I'm still gonna hate on everything that Dayla loves. So
and you still have time to game and stream too. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, I built it in. I've been building my new routine, and so when you reached out this time, it was perfect timing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she's been leaving me on red. It's been.
I have.
It's rough. She's been treating me like an ex-boyfriend, but I get it.
Crying.
I get it.
He sobs every time I leave him on red.
I had to change my ways, and she had to change her ways. So now, I think the therapy is helping.
He got therapy. I got a job. See, money solving our problems.
I didn't get therapy. Okay. Okay. Me therapy. Okay. My therapy is a bottle of Jack Daniels and Old Jameson. There we go.
Hey, we should have a drink soon.
Yeah, we have a drink. We have a drinking stream.
Yeah.
We have a drinking stream. But
I'll probably be sipping tomorrow. I don't know what you're up to, but
tonight maybe I think I'm gonna take off from work since it's Martin Luther King tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll probably take off, and it's like a snowstorm. So I've been dreading shoveling the snow these past few days. I'm getting annoyed. So and I feel like I don't really want to drive to work in the snow and deal with it. So I'm gonna give myself. I'm gonna use one.
You don't have it off for MLK?
No, it's an observed holiday for me. It's a floating holiday, and I get one floating holiday a year. Out of the 6, I get one. I need to have a drink with the owner of my company and say, hey, listen, can we get maybe on the second floating holiday? Just two a year?
2 seems, if you're not getting MLK Day, then you should have 2.
I don't think
I have one, and I do get MLK and Presidents, and I'm so happy.
Dude, I don't get Veterans Day. Day. And guess what? Majority of my
think that's one that's usually in a lot of companies, but it should be.
Dude, and guess what? Most of my company are vets.
Then it definitely should
be. Veterans. And guess what? They're Trump supporters too. I don't get Veterans Day. It's an observed holiday for me.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
Dude, and my boss, who's one of the big 3 of the vice presidents, he doesn't give it to me.
That's crazy.
I'm a vet.
Man.
All right. You got any final words? Matt?
We should all read more. Game with purpose and read. You know what I mean? Like, do things purposefully.
Yeah.
Look.
Here we go. She got a book.
I've been reading these for my daily morning streams. I read them philosophy in the morning.
If you want to read more and game, play old JRPGs.
Breaking everything.
Yeah, you okay there?
Yeah, it's fine. I froze my screen. It was a great face. I probably should have taken a screenshot.
Play more JRPGs because you got to read. There's no voices, so you got to actually sit there and read.
Actually, that's what I was thinking. So not E33. You should play the JRPGs because you'll read more.
Oh my god. Anyway, I'm done. I'm Della.
I'm mad curious.
And we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Bye. Wait, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and stay up to date with us. Don't forget that.
Yes.
Don't forget. All right, we're gone now. Goodbye.